You know, wouldn't it be amazing if we had an actual press that did confrontational interviews and stuff, and to try to get, like, if you did a confrontational interview with me, which actually they do against me because I'm anti-establishment. So, like, I'll go on with Howard Kurtz, and he'll be confrontational as all fuck, right?
With you.
Yeah, because I have no power, right? And so that's okay. That's good. I got no problems with that. I love
liberal,
it.
I expect you to say that.
Yeah. So both sides do it. So, like, but if they did that against people that have power, it'd be amazing, right? Because can you imagine if Sarah Palin's saying what she normally does? So in the talking that we're doing here, in the conversating, the pointing that I'm making outing.
Was your book written in the present tense? That's when you know whether or not it was ghost written.
Yeah, that's right. You know, I didn't remember that. That's a great point, though.
Yeah. Anyway, if somebody was like, Sarah, or Governor Palin, I don't mean to be rude, but that sentence made no sense. Right? Like, can you actually say that in a way that we can understand what you were saying?
I didn't understand it. I'm pretty sure the viewers didn't get it.
Like, because here, I wrote it down, actually. The making of the taking is not a thing. That's not. Like, so can you state it in English, right?
And here's the thing. It's like Andy Hiller, the wonderful local Boston reporter who asked Bush the questions to which he didn't know the answer to in 2000, which turned out to be so important and vital.
Yes.
And he got ripped for it, but in fact, if we made a bigger deal out of that, we wouldn't have fought a war in Iraq and 200,000 people wouldn't be dead, or more than 200,000. I mean, it's a stunning little moment, right? But people got on Andy Hiller, and people got on Katie Couric for her confrontational questions to Sarah Palin. And it would be nice if Couric and Andy Hiller afterwards, and I'm sure he handled it fine, and she handled it okay individually, but if we embraced that, or if they just said, I don't give a shit if you don't like the questions I asked. It's not my job.
Right.
Not my fucking job. My job is to expose them, make sure we're voting for the right people. You like the answers George Bush gave? I guess vote for him. I asked some questions, which I think revealed some stuff. He didn't know anything about the world, and therefore I think shouldn't be president. You want to make a different decision, go ahead. And then other people would do the same thing. But it's not.
Let's get back to the day when, the newsman was a dick. Right? Let's get back to that day when you didn't want to see him coming. When you saw Mike Wallace coming, you ran the other way.
Right.
You didn't go, buddy, what'd you get me for Christmas?
Right.
You know what I mean? You were afraid of those guys.
You're going to force me into saying something else on this. Okay. So Ben and I interviewed Sam Donaldson a long time ago on the radio show. And he told a great story about how Roone Arledge, who ran ABC News at the time, every time the Reagan administration and the Clinton administration, because he covered both, was White House correspondent for ABC under both, anytime they called to complain about Sam Donaldson, say, he's asking rude, offensive, asking the wrong questions, he would get a raise. Roone Arledge would say, hey, Sam, nice job, here's a raise, okay? Now, those days are gone. They're wiped off the face of the earth. And Ben makes a great point. There's a couple of inflection points. When Andy Hiller asked the tough questions of Bush, and the rest of the press, instead of saying, oh my God, he doesn't know who the leader of Pakistan is, he's running for president. Pakistan is an enormously important country, and he doesn't know, forget the name. He doesn't know that he was not democratically elected, that he came in power in a coup, because he said, the president, and he got it all wrong. He doesn't know anything. Instead of saying, oh my God, a guy running for president doesn't know anything about an incredibly important country, they said, fucking Andy Hiller. How dare you, Andy Hiller? That's not what we do around here, okay?
Stop playing gotcha journalism.
Gotcha journalism. Now, for Katie Couric, they said, she asked, what papers do you read? That's gotcha journalism.
That's a gotcha question.
Like, I mean, can you imagine? What papers do you read?
I read all of them.
Okay, all right, great. All right, no, I'm just curious. Like, I would have followed up, not to be a dick, I just would have been like, I'm curious, like, which one? All of them.
Right.
Gotcha journalism.
But
when that's considered gotcha journalism in America, that means journalism is dead. Totally dead, 6 feet under, right?
Yes.
And then lastly, look at the Michael Hastings response.
Television journalism.
Mainly television journalism. And yes, there's some still great people who work in print.
Why does the guy for Univision get away with this still? He still gets away with it.
Yeah, because it's not English speaking, so the knuckleheads in Washington can't figure it out.
Yeah.
They're like, what? Oh, okay, yeah. Well, what did he say? Oh, fucking, who cares? He's, just in Spanish or Mexican or whatever.
Yeah.
So, and then finally, Michael Hastings' response, like he takes down the general, and they're like, look at what the generals are saying and doing. They're like, fucking Michael Hastings. Not fucking McChrystal, fucking Hastings, right?
He ruined it for us.
Right.
Yeah, he's gonna now nobody's ever gonna get access again because you're doing that. You're screwing it up.
Yeah.
You're never gonna get. It's like when the Doors did Ed Sullivan, and they told him don't sing this song, and they sing it.
Yeah.
And he comes off and they go, hey man, we told you not to sing that song. You're never gonna do Ed Sullivan again. He goes, Ed Sullivan? We just did Ed Sullivan. right? So wait, what are you talking about? So that's what Michael said. What are you I'm never going to get access again. I just got access. I took that guy down.
I got I'm going on the next thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's how journalism is, unfortunately, especially on television, as Ben points out correctly. And so
That's why we're here.
yeah, and that's why we're here.
And that's why this is the future.
That's right.